Waiting for a good timing.
4. So they
Comes
know.
out on the defense, paranoia, and even a recon there. So a nice combo. As KRÜ's moving in for a hold, GZZ enters back with a frenzy. Slowly but surely, all of KRÜ is falling down. Only one to go, and it's JZZ stepping up to the plate for this pistol round for MIBR. Those Vandals that are coming out, playing that distance of pressure exactly in that. The long range of the Vandals against the submachine guns, and keznit opens up 2 while they lose 1 on KRÜ's side. The action slows down for a bit. RgL couldn't really come out for the support from Cat because of the smoke that was thrown from Melser. Now KRÜ has a lot of the map that they could work with. All of them now leaning towards this A sign.
That's a big play from keznit too. They put a lot of flashes in there. Daveeys over the wall. Bolt came through as well from Klaus. So a lot rested on Daveeys' shoulders to be able to get an opening pick there. 4v3 as they look to enter A. The drone's going to signal this as MIBR starts to rotate.
Good delay. Fragment on the ground. So that cancels out the paranoia that was thrown on the attack from Melser. Gonna make it even more difficult for KRÜ to try to enter in. And this gives a chance for all of the players of MIBR to rotate over and stack towards this A site. Recon dart will be important here for KRÜ to see if they could spot anybody. But we stay hidden, we stay behind for MIBR. Finally, after the initiation, still we open up! A 1v1, Klaus is low on HP! And the bonus round comes in for MIBR.
Safe, they're still pushing forward. Here to fight for A main a little bit again is murizzz gets a bit of info.
Oh, and it's a paranoid on 100 to come out. That pings onto Daveeys. And he also falls. Didn't get the ping onto the other ones, but that's a nice way to answer back early into this round of what KRÜ was trying to do. Both extremities controlled by Made in Brazil.
That's so neat to see. It's the reverse, right? Usually it's the tacking Sova from Gelato that puts it up the gut of tree. Whoever is near window also gets hit, but that return fire, as you called, with the paranoia too, and they're back into the site.
One enemy remaining.
Dancing around.
Spike
the support
down
system's
A.
already there for MIBR too. Just really seems that everything that we're trying so far for KRÜ just gets fully denied.
Interesting position. Drone goes down. You see murizzz ready to just play a flash and kind of get out of here with the fragment.
Just so much delay.
So one person in denial of everyone on Cat.
Util now the lockdown just to push KRÜ once again outside of the extremities of this lockdown. keznit still manages to get a pick off the rotation though. Lockdown finally gets broken. At first he's holding towards the back of the site, waiting for the cavalry to help him out. Under heavy pressure as the null command comes out on the attack, and finally things are looking good for KRÜ.
Spike planted.
So they do use the ultimates. They go right in, garrison themselves inside the site now, and this is where it makes the operator tough to use. We saw this yesterday as well. C9 would get by the operator when they would just dash into the site, make sure they're in there, and make that retake even harder once they post up.
Waiting for that smoke to dissipate. Still an opportunity for MIBR to get some picks if they can. Again, keznit dancing around and taunting heat.
Last player standing.
Finally, it's gonna be Daveeys that had enough out of that. RgL just trying to line up the last ones coming out. And that becomes actually pretty clean in the end for KRÜ's Thrifty. If anything, it's more delays coming out from KRÜ, a fragment on lane. The rest of that util, we have a big paranoia on the defense, and there you go, comes out from RgL. There is that cue for MIBR to move in, but it's still gonna be KRÜ that holds it out to the side on the post plant. He decides to fall back instead. The round's gonna come in for KRÜ to put 2 on the board, but that's a nice shot, at least on the escape.
It might have to be all in and go.
W.
Last time they had an eco is the one that worked for them.
So whole W, but Heat's there towards
Spike
Wine.
down A.
Already once again, we're seeing that story of that second round, the spike dropping very early just by the orb. And this is just gonna be RgL putting smoke after smoke, but still gets dropped by a Sheriff. Nano starting to push Heat out of position, also being hit by fragments. And the utility actually works back for KRÜ.
Yeah.
Get the player advantage.
Overwhelm strategy right now. But this is going to be tough. Now they have to break this distance and see if they can get to FRZ's Vandal in time. Just on the outside, they could as well have JZZ coming from tree here.
The Melser's posted up, just watching the angle, finally waiting for that smoke to come up. So gets out of that position of looking towards heaven. JZZ looking to spray through that smoke right after. Gets spraying a bit, maybe could have had some taps onto Daveeys. Clear Cat together. As for KRÜ, a big crossfire, no smokes available for the retake of MIBR. Because it's FRZ and JZZ, so this is great positioning for KRÜ in the end. Nano Swarm as well. And that's Melser with the wall bang. Tried to go fast into the site for KRÜ. Melser still gets the opener as it comes in from the door. And FRZ, that low weapon still lands one between the eyes of Melser, holding towards Tell. GCZ for the rescue to move forward from Heavens to drop Daveeys. But the player advantage is still for KRÜ.
Hunter's Fury.
Coming in from the spawn, down keznit. Still no plants coming in.
If NagZ can plant, they can use a lockdown.
Exactly.
It has to get back to it though. Plenty of time to make this happen, but they have to figure out where they're surrounded from. Heat's obviously going to move after one shot for it, but is he? Is the question. Yeah, he went towards tree. There's the lockdown. Do they use it right away?
Drone 2. Now you know exactly where they both are. But Heat still couldn't get that kill onto Klaus. Both of them now playing towards Hell. Lockdown now broken, but his position's now given away. Shot dart close. No damage onto Klaus and NagZ. Actually, it's not even a crossfire for those two players. It's a drop down. JCZ looking in. The wall bang, but it doesn't work out. NagZ finally gets the kill. And just like that, we actually have a game in our hands. It's a 7-5 in the end at the half. So you can't really get an early timing into getting another smoke in, but keznit decides to push down to get information. A nice first pick onto murizzz, as that may activate a split into this A site, trying to delay as much as it can. All that util's coming in early on the defender side, so they're gonna have even less for KRÜ to try to hold this. It's all up to the crossfires. It's all up to the guns now. It's fully smoked out. Doors being closed. Heat gaining some space by going on the top of the generator. Now they spot that crossfire for MIBR, but still at a disadvantage. 2 alive, a 2-player advantage. As Heat is looking for that clutch, a drop in as it gets caught into his reload. Still lands a headshot to Klaus. keznit long range. It's too far for these frenzies to connect.
No
and
way.
when it does
No
so,
way.
8 HP, only 11 bullets left, make that even 10. NagZ on the top has the verticality, the advantage as Heat looks up. Almost comes in for it, but NagZ saves it for KRÜ. Trying to go for shot dart damage into B main.
Nice dodge.
But it's now finally MIBR comes in. Paranoia from both ends. 4 players fully blinded. That's going to slow down the push from MIBR just for a bit. Now it's all it comes down to who's lucky by spraying through the smoke, and it's going to be MIBR instead. First blood into this, but Melser answers back. Heat now falls towards the switch. That's both jets down. 13 seconds left on the clock. We have to commit inside this B site. KRÜ still holds it back with the stack that they have as JZZ gets popped off. A 2v1. There's no time left for a plant. And the bonus round in the end. Lure weaponry for KRÜ. As even Daveeys lands one through the wall. Eco round from MIBR. First contact from the utility that came out from NagZ and Heat.
Wow, Heat.
That's how you get that right click in. Weapon now upgraded. Still not moved into the site. Drone's gonna spot so much, but no ping, no wallbang opportunity for KRÜ. But they're already moving in towards the sidewalk.
Yeah, this is really fast.
5 players stuck inside the site. Melser answers already. First blood into the retake. Now you're playing so pushed up for MIBR, close to their staircase, making sure that nobody could really move down. A 0-point was also thrown by murizzz just to prevent more utility from coming out. 2 flashes available for KRÜ in the hands of Daveeys to activate this retake. Cloudburst first up. There's that first flash, but FRZ was ready for that one. Second one has been used, but we can't get any more kills coming in. That line of attack just by their staircase is just too much for KRÜ to handle. As keznit now just looking for the exits.
FRZ with the fake. Also just separating the map completely. Everybody in B is in prison right now.
Paranoia out towards generator though. Heat's trying to dash in Melser. A great spot, usually a great anchor player towards Dice. Gets a transfer on the second kill. JCZ though answers back. Davey for the rescue, for the support in the end. And that lockdown that was thrown from FRZ was looking for an opportunity to catch some on the rotation, does so onto NagZ. Now picks up a Nodin, comes into a 1v1, breaks this door as Daveeys in the front. Flash in, no time for a plan, and Daveeys just trying to survive, jumping in towards the front. The spray goes into the wrong corner. And KRÜ back in the lead as we go again back and forth.
smoke still left. They choose to use it on tree. That's the last one for now. The team's gonna look to move on this, or at least see what utility. Actually, they may be stopped here knowing it's Killjoy.
Oh no. Unfortunate there. He almost had that knife, but getting hit by that 0 point.
Yeah.
That's no utility used now towards the A site, allowing MIBR to move in. Both dinosaurs did get broken. And he, no! Gets owned by his teammate Fragment as he was running away from the Nanoswarm. Yet, the plant still comes down for MIBR. And KRÜ are looking to go for the retake with this player advantage.
Each wishing that Nanoswarm change didn't come through for line of sight, but nonetheless, the sight take comes in. They're stomping down from heaven.
3 dropping at the same time, though, and they get instantly dropped for MIBR. Heroic play not available for RGL. KRÜ get the defuse. Here it comes. The timing of that smoke disappearing. The null command coming out, so no fragments out into the front side of A on the defense for KRÜ. Paranoia then comes in. Hunter's Fury on the attack. Melser's just letting everybody through, but a nice little underhander. No, we're not clearing it! We're not clearing it as he gets 2 kills! And even a third one!
Remaining.
Only 1 left to go. It's JZZ against all odds in a 4 versus 1. At least avoids the owl drone, but I don't know what else you could do here.
Watch this. 30 seconds left.
They're waiting. They know. No chance to let this one go, but it is all up to JZZ here. Once he peeks, gonna be instantly hit. Keznit's gonna make that last and final shot. KRÜ with the comeback. From the first half, carrying through to the second, the thrifty rounds, slicing and dicing through everybody's hopes and dreams on this one. But KRÜ, once they got that 2-round gap that you mentioned, they were able to extend it, find the win.
Seconds left.
Wingman coming in for that plant at the default spot for long. Needs to stop it though. So that's no plants coming in. Battle will ensue for sure into this site as we have 17 seconds left and the crowd's not happy with Wingman not planning. But here comes the fight, the flash to assist! Keznit opens it up. Was a threat before, not anymore, as KRÜ comes in and floods into the B site. FRZ has other words to say. But in the end, it's still KRÜ with the pistol. As now it's their turn to try to come in for the retake. Satchel in, but there's only 1 player moving. Still gets the opener onto Melser. Now down towards that ramp, stopped by Klaus. Desi once again coming up, and the Coop's gonna hit a few. But murizzz not affected by that, goes down towards the bottom. Meanwhile, the spike is planted for outside towards Mound. 3 players out there just spamming through, and he gets 2 out of that one. Sticking on to the spike, we're so close, but the paint shells will not work out.
Life, Thrash comes through, almost. Once they have the site here for the lockdown, they're gonna get locked down. That Thrash almost could have been used here coming up, but nonetheless, it wasn't a problem to be used, and we'll see if they can get this clutch. Everybody outside here to make this play work.
The TP got hurt though, so the lurk might not work out. Even the flank's better for JZZ. And there you go, that lurk that came through was hurt by murizzz. And this is looking really good for the retake of MIBR. A 5 versus 2, 2 players on Mound. Both players had to fight against JZZ at least to start, and that's not gonna be good news at all. Klaus shooting just around the silhouette of Heat. But MIBR tie the game up 3-3. With this, the lockdown comes in early, but that's still okay. You could still move in and get the wingman in for a plant. And there you go, starting to run through, starting to run in. And all players can play under the mound, so a free plant. Thank you for the lockdown. Oh!
30 seconds
Okay, it was close. It was close. FRZ denies it. So now we have to reinitiate for KRÜ. Keznit now trying to battle it forward. 2 of his teammates are actually vulnerable by the snake bite on the ground. And MIBR is already rotated across. Restopped by Keznit. Big paranoia coming through as NagZ gets the wall bang. 10 seconds left on the clock. Still answers on a second kill. A 2v2. Keznit, no paint shells available, protecting his teammates as he falls. The same fight comes in and NagZ at low HP. Both for RGL and Heat. Only 1 smoke available. At least no paranoia. The crouch from Heat just waiting for the peak. And MIBR take the lead in the half.
What do they have? What can they do? The paranoia's down, Dizzy's down. They do have a guiding light to identify. And FRZ starts to push in with the rest of the team. Heat there. by the side.
Slowly but surely, there's less and less utility.
1 for 1.
MIBR pushing forward for the retake. Big flash here as we're still not on that defuse. Delays coming out from the nanoswarm that are left behind, and KRÜ's actually fighting back. Seekers then coming out on the defense to retaliate, but the advantage still comes out in player's advantage until Daveeys evens it up, even makes it a 1v1. And now there's no time on to the spike.
Nope.
Wasted by keznit.
Oh my gosh.
As KRÜ gets the lure by win. But it's a showstopper to open it up. Paranoia coming out from the defenders. RgL stuck in the corner, now hit by that showstopper. Pain shells trying to push back towards Waterfall, gaining the space, allowing Melser to push through and getting the opener onto JZZ.
30 seconds left.
Plat now coming in with no wingman this time, just Klaus doing it on his own.
How dare he? How dare he?
Alarm bot also got broken on the flank.
Pushing.
So it's a 1v1 back here. Yes, it works for FRZ. But now everybody from KRÜ can stay inside the site. Played a pulse plant. keznit could continue with his confidence to really try to fight back against FRZ, who he decides to fall back instead. Rubble. Dizzy. Trailblazer. Paranoid to counter back. Potentially maybe a one-way smoke if they want to get it out. But no opportunity here for RgL to get it. Now it's just swinging for the kills. Seekers then to come out too, and it's still going to be KRÜ who take the advantage towards Rubble.
This is a tough one here for MIBR. Not even leaning. They're still trying to play just the location of where KRÜ could be. Nice shot.
Still low on HP.
Yeah.
Now unfortunately detained.
One enemy remaining.
One more to go. Rotation's already there at least. murizzz, who's been good before.
30 seconds left.
The fans cheer for another plant from the wingman. murizzz now spotted. No time here as he has a cooldown to bring up the toxic screen. As he runs across, Melser waits on the top of heaven. And KRÜ take the lead, 8-4 into the half. And Heat's already creating that space. Pain shells also towards that B to A link. And a nice flash to allow 2 players to push through, and JZZ still opening it up. Alert towards the A side. 3 players falling down from KRÜ.
This is the second time as this round plays out for Davey here. That's the second time we've seen Heat make that play with a blast.
It's gonna be slow for MIBR. Marshall came out of murizzz into this round, creeping up towards the A site, still lands that shot onto keznit.
Might be a good choice to not go B. Killjoy, Sky, Gecko, that's going to be a very difficult site to take. So this shot coming out of murizzz, going to open up the right side of the map. Another one from Heat too, so these rifles are paying off that they purchased. Pretty easy walk-in for the rest of this one. You may see some kills coming in from Melser on this round, but it looks like it is locked up for MIBR.
Yeah, you mentioned the rifles that works out, but it's a Marshall and a Sheriff that opens things up for MIBR towards the A side instead to start things off.
And they dodged out. They broke the door, denied the Sky Flash from getting a hit, and opening that bigger door towards A, I think, did get the separation of KRÜ's defense that they wanted.
Showstopper retake into the corner, lands onto Heat. So the post plant now for MIBR with 2 players alive, stuck inside the B side, playing on the lower platform. And murizzz now has to come up huge on a 3v1. And it's a lockdown to attempt for the retake. We've made it across, we avoided the alarm, but as it got desactivated, so that's probably the opportunity for Heat to get that kill. Pain shells to try to land onto the lockdown.
Sky's out.
As keznit gets the pain shells kills.
2 detained.
murizzz comes back here from the door. The kill and a tied game. And the Viper's pit is important. Alarm bot battle, a battle into the B site. NagZ wins it. Talked about that important Viper's pick gets fully denied. 10 seconds, 7 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
MIBR have to move in here. But all of the players of KRÜ swarming in for the retake from Heavens and also from the Lynx. Spike planter now killed. No time left for the plant. And that's going to be the round in for KRÜ. Looks like, hey, let's fight towards this. Let's really try to take Rubble. But it's still murizzz that answers first. The attempt was there. Mosh into the Rubble. Trying to delay MIBR, deny MIBR on that early pressure on that A site. And now the push on the extremity on the lurk. always being watched this time by FRZ as the Killjoy watching the flank.
A much different play from MIBR too. They go hard on A and see what this timeout play actually has, right, for KRÜ. It's going to be that flank, like you said, FRZ picking one up, but goes down, and now we'll see how they can make this play work.
Klaus couldn't anchor it up, trying to do the solo play.
Standing.
Daveeys almost had that second one. JZZ to avenge his teammate, get the plant down. And NagZ now spotted by the guided light, and I think that might be the news for him to maybe try to save. Spike. Now one's just going to try to stick it to move in for the defuse. It's going to be the wingman instead. The sprays are coming out from the players. All 4 players onto the mount. A big flash to the lane.
Again?
Now JZZ answers.
Not again.
The full defuse comes in.
Remaining. Thrifty.
As a Thrifty comes in for KRÜ. We're tied up 11-11.
That's what... Last second nade.
Yeah, he's just looking for those nades to delay onto that plant. Not gonna happen. Nice timing being done, but now an aggressive push up. That's 2 kills now. Trying to delay on 2 more.
Almost.
Trying to fall back as well as the smoke being pumped up.
Trail.
And Seeker's now spotting the last 3 players in a 1v1 towards the rubble. NagZ looking from support.
Oof.
Or should I say FRZ looking for support from murizzz, but it's not even needed. The last 2 players coming out from KRÜ, you can already see it, admitting defeat.
Yeah. Live to fight another day. Play for the save. Is it even possible, though? JZZ playing the audio shot there and nicely catching one.
Okay, I thought he was going to be able to make it for an inch defuse at some point, but now the angles are being cut off. If he doesn't die from murizzz, he dies from the spike. And that's no economy left for KRÜ. All of MIBR is right there, but he only has a stinger to work with this time.
Same stall as before.
Just too much going out. And he gets caught by the boombot. Showstopper to open the sight. Doesn't land, but at least on the other end as Daveeys is looking to retreat, murizzz stops him. Plant now coming and denied by the paint shells thrown by keznit. All 3 players, it's not looking good at all. Maybe even a flawless to end it for MIBR into the map. NagZ with the strongest weapon for the last 2 players with a stinger, or a Spectre rather. Doesn't work out. Klaus low HP, and MIBR will be able to move this into a 3rd map.
Brutal final take there. We saw that play coming before. Well, Melser, you mentioned it. He's able to stall out so much, but that was just a dog into an omen. Well, that was a dog, a Roomba, and more players. 5 from spawn. Pile in.
First blood for keznit. Make that even a 2nd one.
Kez?
Players are still dropping right now as keznit indeed was closing in. And murizzz trying to get a timing off the backstab. Here's the footsteps of the 3 players thunderfooting towards this A site. The timing that he has still matches pull out his weapon. A cove coming out, a tap onto the spike.
Oh, they're bumping.
As FRZ has to run in, being watched in by KRÜ. Now the last one as they spot it was trying to get that timing on the flank is going to get denied by NagZ. And KRÜ get the opener into the tiebreaker.
I think they could really make it difficult. NagZ.
30 seconds left.
No utility needed.
KRÜ with the time remaining really wanted to try to find that information. 3 players pushing out towards B to fight, and then 1 playing forward position as NagZ lands that shot with the Sheriff. No matter what though, MIBR forced to hold back for a bit as a reckoning did come out on the attack, and there's that push from Melser.
Blocking sight.
Tap onto the spike, not sticking it yet. murizzz still has 2 snake bites to work with, but there you go. He gets fully diffused. Round comes out for KRÜ. The players left from MIBR just wanted to save their weapons.
Yep.
Off angle being set up by FRZ. Nice 2nd kill. But it gets stopped right away by Daveeys.
We've seen that be such a strong angle during rounds there, providing big impact frags. 4v3 on this round, Vansili, and this is what we've been wondering. Can they get the post plant now?
Both of them were walking, so it all comes down to reaction plays. It's Melser to get that kill, so that 3v3. Reckoning activated on top of that. NagZ now seeing that it's clear. He's getting pushed from behind.
Oops.
As heat comes out from the window. Cove still available for Daveeys as he throws it into the site. Swinging on to the right, but RgL wins that one. Tap then on to that spike. Flash through. But this is looking good for MIBR to put the first score on the board. Lockdown available with 3 other ults. MIBR once again just continuing the same type of conditioning of working towards the pillar into the B site, this time behind utility. No!
Double!
keznit gets a double kill!
Oh.
Big investment that comes in big for KRÜ. As the lockdown now pushes the attackers away. Focusing back towards mid, murizzz trying to get a timing. Out towards that B link. He slips it through. Slither across towards the spawn. keznit launching it with the operator. Meanwhile, though, on the A side, it's a solo hold from
30
Melser.
seconds left.
High Tide then coming out. Should I say Cascade coming out? The flash fully blending JZZ, but it allows the trade to happen. 20 seconds left on the clock. And as murizzz made it through, gets all three! Under rotation, a 2 versus 1! And murizzz somehow comes in clutch for MIBR.
That's absurd. Even with one person with utility out, right? It was Klaus throwing
Insane.
a guiding light, but still, 2 members needed to be fragged, weapon out. That's incredible from murizzz. This as well, you thought would just be the lockup, but nope. And there was patience there. You saw that area was being watched by the operator just a moment ago. But murizzz plays the time, checks his watch, knows when he needs to make that flank happen. Vamos.
We're staying ice cold in both ends. Even that Trailblazer coming out confirms that it's just a lurk. And even with that lurk, murizzz has been doing
30
awesome
seconds
on this
left.
map so far.
Spill some more water on the mouse pad, why don't you? Here we go into the site. Great delay as per usual. NagZ goes down though.
Yeah. Great delay at least to not allow MIBR to follow behind Heat. But Heat still gets the opener. And that's going to be the last 2 players. Maybe even trying to move back towards B to salvage that up again. That's where both players are currently moving towards that plaza. Trying to shut down murizzz if you can. Was already holding an angle.
Enemy remains. Flawless.
That's 2 4K rounds now.
That is, you took the words out of my mouth. That would push out of A here, Vansili. They can focus towards B now. They can get this numbers game up.
RgL can pick up an orb, but at least gets an orb for his death. Nice shot by keznit. Pressure moving up from MIBR. Heat hit by a Trailblazer, and also gets hit by keznit. But that calms down for a bit finally. Until then, MIBR trying to move inside this B side as Daveeys shuts.
Really?
Moving into the site, reckoning out just to have some players dance around, get that info to allow the double fight to happen.
Yes.
FRZ did not expect the second one to move in. In a blink of an eye, it's a 2 versus 1. Disadvantage for MIBR. And JZZ has to blink some more as he flashes himself.
Quick reload. I think the distance on that, they actually didn't hear it.
This high tide's about to come down. JZZ
30
trying to get
seconds
the
left.
advantage. Oh, there's a gap into this. Now as it comes in, easy kill. Last one definitely knows that it's towards long. And that's NagZ with the Guardian. You have to step up big. And JZZ is gonna get the Red Bull clutch. Behind, and look at this full rotate. 2 players moving all the way back to go towards ARP. All of this
No
is gonna be
way.
hurt by Melser. Melser now moving forward with the rest. Poison orb to allow for him to try to get some sort of a plant.
Oh, they gotta hurry.
Waste out the utility early. Flash then coming out, and as they're waiting for this flank, it's just taking forever, so somebody else has to commit for the defused.
They have
Another
such good
stink
comps.
on the ground, but it's halfway. A push down finally onto the art stairs as RgL and murizzz, all the rest of it by BR, but the defuse, it's coming in! They get it!
No way. You have to be kidding. How many?
JZZ now under attack, but still gets first
Spike
blood
down,
traded
B.
out, but now identified that the spike is down towards B. Commitment now.
Wait a minute.
Cloud burst and a dash with a ghost, while he only has the sheriff. Whipping a couple of shots, trying to make it away,
Spike down,
but delays
B.
enough for RgL to move in and drop the spike himself.
That was feeling really awkward for a second. If that cloud burst went down, it was just like, well, okay, what's gonna happen? But no, the cascade follow-up to make sure at the time the cloud burst would go down, they still have cover.
NagZ to save.
Wow.
All the rest of KRÜ holding on the pulse plant. And that's KRÜ to answer back with their own pistol.
Yeah, with the push to Art, they put the Viper wall at B, causing KRÜ to have to move through that. Reckoning comes out, Vansili, but my MIBR wants in.
Melser staying back. Stopped by murizzz. As the last 3 players of KRÜ have to play long range, but it's planted for them at least. Still have Klaus alive, but no
Great cascade.
flashes available yet. As now double wall comes up on the defense. Tapping onto the spike, and as this reload comes through, we're gonna get a Cove defuse. Players now peeking out. Nice shots coming out once again.
murizzz.
I think he's gonna try to spill another water
Again?
bottle just to try to cool down at this point, because this guy is just unstoppable.
Up and over, following the dog. No peeks coming out just yet. The rotation comes in, and that's going to be the start from Keznit.
Nice flash, getting behind the opener onto murizzz. Second flash as he turns away. He's trying to save his teammates, as there's still one alive here inside
3v2.
the dugout. That's RGL. And yeah, the advantage is actually for KRÜ. RGL trying to get a timing, but saved by Keznit by the church. Heat then with the operator. You're in a great spot! Until that happens, a surprise dash from Keznit.
Push in, here comes Seekers, Vansili.
Spring behind the Seekers
what?
two. One connects onto Daveeys. Murizzz is just around the corner, waiting for this timing, but he's low on HP. Only on one stigma on the ground.
Oh, he's still gone.
The barrel of the gun is sticking out of this Viper. Just waiting for it, finally does so.
Gotta get out.
Pin is about to come down, only two alive here for the attack. Another Cove for the defuse. Heat hits the shot onto Keznit, and JZZ floods in. MIBR get the defuse and a lead by 2.
Stuck in the back hall.
Slightly cleared, but Melser still does the run and gun. The drive-by. And JZZ gets popped.
Spike planted.
Cove is there. I don't think it protects against the 5, though. It's going to be quickly cleared. This is obviously the attacking Cove. A little defuse from murizzz as they start to put the pressure on to KRÜ, but it still looks like KRÜ has this advantage.
Thankfully, murizzz still has a wall up as a toxic screen. Cove still available on the defense. Now he gets dropped by RgL. Back once again to halfway. murizzz at least got it halfway. The battle to come out. FRC in the back of the 2v1.
Enemy remaining.
And he's looking for that clutch.
The wall? Wait a minute!
To the defuse.
What is this?
My genius
And a 4K.
I think this could be one of the few lockdowns we see from KRÜ coming out of here. NagZ does have it. It's going to be answered by another lockdown.
Oh, yeah, no.
Good thing I was looking at the players and their utility, though. Here's the lockdown we're going to see pushing out of sight. It will prepare MIBR for the retake and KRÜ for the post plan.
And with this early lockdown, might not even need a reckoning to retake the site.
That's pretty. I like that.
Tanner Metro like to say a nice little Venn diagram. But the plant still comes in for KRÜ for the post plant. There is that reckoning. Footsteps now being heard, but Melser answers with 2 flying up in the air. It's just Melser, but who gets hit by the reckoning. JZZ capitalizes on the kill, gets to the fuse, and MIBR are now at map and series point. Trailblazer that clears out towards the shop. No late lurks. Knowing that the hold is inside the site for long range. For KRÜ, they want to stay inside the site this time around.
2v2.
Operator in hands of Heat. Cove in high tide once again available. Oh, shot missed. RgL onto the defuse. It gets instantly broken on that bubble. So no halfway point. Heat now picking up a rifle. High tide to come out, but there's almost no time left here on this defuse. One has to protect, but it's not going to work out. KRÜ stays alive to fight another round.
Quick Viper's Pit goes down.
I like this. The save from Daveeys as we cycled the spike for Klaus, who allows the Seekers to come up. And here comes a triple flank off Seekers on the defense though from MIBR. The first contact, but it's still KRÜ fighting back. You're saving for MIBR. It's all gonna come down to the last round of regulation.
That.
Reckoning now initiated as Daveeys picked up the orb earlier on. So the gamble that you had to get this Viper's Pit into the A site is gonna be wasted for the retake attempt for MIBR. Plat now comes down. Trailers are out to allow Heat to gain some space, hopefully catch one off guard. But it's now time for KRÜ to play the post plan. One did get caught off guard on the rotate back towards the top B. And that is gonna be Daveeys. Nano Swarm then onto the top. Delaying even more. More snake fight still available as the poison orb comes up.
They have to fight this. They have to get out there.
And it starts with a flash in the back of the pillar. MIBR is definitely pushing forward. The long-range ADSing RGL took a while for these hits, but it's looking good for the overtime until this happens. But yes, we do get the kills. We are going into overtime.
What a round.
10 seconds left. We haven't plotted yet, but MIBR still gets a couple of kills. Daveeys fights back. Somehow there's 7 seconds left, and we haven't got the plant.
Plant time, there's time.
Running in! Oh, the offshot missed.
They got it.
Keznit now looking for a play.
Planted.
A 2 versus 1. He only has the op and a blade storm. Now he gets activated as he gets a 4K into the round, and MIBR are back in the lead.
Oh, 4K again. What a match of multi-kills here from the side of MIBR. KRÜ, they're staving off that firepower, possibly for one more here. He pushed up and he starts it off on Keznit.
One of the rare moments that are playing behind that pillar. Gets that kill, dashes away, and an early purrs advantage for MIBR.
Toxin screen down.
See those high tide heads. A quick clear just for the forward position. So they get an idea. If nobody's playing in that position, they can expect to see a few more on site towards the angles in sight that they need to be looking. B-Link really controls that push through mid. Pulling out Killjoy utility.
MIBR actually want to fight out towards the A main so that the pulse plant cannot happen for KRÜ. One of their winning conditions on how they've been stringing back these rounds on their attack. So taking that position towards the orb, fighting back in that area if they forfeit on an A plant, it works out.
Double clear on B-Link here for KRÜ. That's where they try to find their first 1v1. And it's actually long A, like you said, Vansili.
So Melser is trying to rotate back to play that pulse plant and get stopped right away by FRZ. Things are looking good for MIBR right now as KRÜ now has to force in for a plant. murizzz gets picked off though. They know there's still a player playing somewhere towards A main. As the plant comes down, Daveeys has to win this one, but he also gets denied.
4v2.
2-player disadvantage for KRÜ. Forced to play inside of that site. So much utility available for MIBR, and only one left to go. Klaus trying to do their heroic play, but it's not going to work out. MIBR comes in for the defuse, they fight back, and they win this series.
In a really strong fashion individually.